I just locked myself out of my computer. I hit the lock button, but here we are. The NBA fully back. God damn, has it been fun. I know you were in Houston, but I've been here watching. We'll start off with the Utah Jazz, but there is so much going on. But first off, I guess you could say today is Overreaction Monday, as you could say. But let's get right into today's news. How are you, Jackson?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. I've been enjoying basketball all over. Some of my teams aren't doing as well. The Apollo Banchero is one of the reasons why I'm loving the Orlando Magic. But God dang, I want to start off with the Utah Jazz just because this was a team that I thought they were gonna blow it up, and that if they were winning, they were gonna continue to trade people. But man, have the Utah Jazz been great? Now, I mean, Jordan Clarkson, regardless of his shooting percentage, it's just Lowry Markkinen carried over what he was doing in Eurobasket. Kelly Olynyk, I've been calling them the two snow bros, Olynyk and Markkinen.
I heard
Okay,
that.
yeah, and they look, you got the Canadian Olynyk who's stretching the floor, Markkinen out there, and then you got Vando grabbing all the rebounds, Colin Sexton playing like a horse, okay, and just attacking Nikola Jokic. This is a fun team. I want to hear your thoughts. What you think of them? First take, and let's get right into it.
Well, they're beating really good teams as well. I like it, man. I saw a take somewhere that Danny Ainge is, maybe it was on your video. I saw a take that Danny Ainge doesn't want to rebuild because he's old. Well, they have a lot of just really solid players. Like they have guys you want on championship teams, like Kelly O. People forget Kelly O was like a 20-point per game scorer for the Rockets a couple of years back. Lauri Markkinen was a vital piece to the Cleveland Cavaliers' success. And anytime he was off of the court, can you hear that? Oh, wow. It's really loud. Lauri Markkinen was just very vital to Cleveland. And you got Jordan Clarkson. He's just a walking bucket. Sexton, former 25-point per game scorer coming off an injury where he just kind of got overlooked. I feel like Utah's got a lot of guys who are just overlooked basketball players. Jared Vanderbilt, stud. I mean, he's a stud. So Utah most likely, I mean, we'll see what happens in the future, but they're beating really good teams. Nobody really knows how to guard them. No one really knows what to expect of them. They're trying hard on both sides of the ball. They're having a lot of fun. The culture seems great. It's cool to see. It's really cool to see. I hope they can keep it up for the whole season and just forbid the tank, because it's something I talk about. Like, you have such little chance to get Victor Wembanyama in general, and I think tanking is not the way to go when
I
you're
agree.
rebuilding a basketball team. So, I mean, maybe in football because you're guaranteed the first pick for like 1 year, you can do that, but I don't like tanking.
So yeah, no. First off, Markkinen and Jordan Clarkson and Kelly Olynyk are the three starters. That I mean, it's crazy. They just said Jordan Clarkson, you're done being off the bench. We're gonna make Colin Sexton the guy off the bench, who's also been great. I know if you look at it, they've got what is it, 6 dudes scoring in double digits. Which basically between those 6 guys, they get over 2/3, 3/4 of their points from. And we've seen Taylor Horton Tucker. He hasn't been good offensively, but defensively, Taylor Horton Tucker has been everything that we expected him to be. Okay, they're not at all playing the young guys. The only young guy they're playing is Walker Kessler, who he's just scoring around the basket and getting rebounds. He shot threes in college, but I guess they told him don't shoot threes, just block shots and rebound and come in for Jared Vanderbilt. And I wonder if, when Udoka is fully healthy, if he'll play. Simone Fontecchio, who I thought was going to be a bigger impact player, rookie dark horse, rookie of the year, barely playing. Same thing with Ochai Agbaji and Balmaro, but they're just playing all the older guys. It's just a lot of 3-point shooting, a lot of rebounding, a lot of floor spacing, and just good team chemistry. A lot of guys who have chips on their shoulders. The one problem with this team is their fucking jerseys, and every Utah Jazz fan agrees with me. Everyone is crying out loud. Hopefully they go into the next offseason. They're like, hey, we messed up. We messed up. We're rebranding the jerseys again, okay? Because they look like a high school team that wanted to copy the Oregon Ducks. Okay?
Somebody should get fired.
Somebody was fired already, I bet you.
They're disgusting.
But
Fun vibes, though.
the Utah Jazz, it's been fun vibes. If we look at the schedule right now, I think they'll win both games against Houston. They'll be tough games. They'll be tough games, but I think they can win both games in Houston. I think their first real chance at losing is at Denver, okay? Or not, yeah, at Denver. And it's unreal to look at this. The Houston Rockets game tickets, the lowest are $6 and $8. Denver games are $12. Memphis games are $14. It's LA that's $50. Dude, I don't get why more people don't go to basketball games. It's $10
I
there.
know.
Like, if I lived in a city with an NBA team, I'd be there every week, bro. $10 tickets, $10. Yo, I can stuff a Chipotle burrito in my gooch, and then you have a burrito and you're watching a basketball game.
Just don't eat for 2 hours.
Or sneak in a burrito in your gooch. Like, it's a movie theater.
I was very surprised at the Rockets home opener. It was sold out, and it was not sold out.
But yeah, I think, do you agree this team can go right now 5-0 to start the season?
Did you say their next 2 games are against Houston?
Yeah.
It's like extremely difficult to win 2 straight games
against the same team.
I don't think they'll get 2 against Houston, but if you're going to win back-to-back games, then the Houston Rockets would be that team. Well, Houston's going to come out scoring, man. They're scoring.
Oh, they're a great scoring team. I just think it's the defense. I think Utah's the better defense. That's the thing with Utah that's fine. They have so much length.
That's fine. Utah's a better team right now. I just, as far as statistics go, I mean, it's really difficult to do. It doesn't matter who you are, and it doesn't matter who you're playing. So.
Okay. I can. You're spinning facts. By the way, join our membership.
Oh, cool.
And our perks. We got perks. We got members.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to be the first member.
Go for it. Now let's talk about the guy who might be leading the Rookie of the Year race. A man, the myth, the legend, somebody that I thought was awesome. He's either a month younger or a month older than Chet Holmgren, even though he played 2 years of college basketball. And he was somebody that I hyped up. He wasn't the guy that I was like super hyping him up, but I was on the Bennedict Mathurin train, okay, before it took off. And Bennedict Mathurin, if you're not on this guy's basically averaged 20 a game, and
it's like 24 a game.
24 a game. It's unreal. And pre-draft, I had, I guess you could say, I wouldn't say like concerns or anything. Okay. I honestly thought he was going to be the guy for them. It was going to be Tyrese Halliburton and then Bennedict Mathurin. Anyone who thinks, Bennedict Mathurin's going to overtake Tyrese, you haven't been watching enough. Tyrese is unbelievable. I think Bennedict Mathurin and Tyrese could be the 1-2 punch right there. And man, I honestly think this guy has a complete skill set. He can play shooting guard, small forward, and in today's NBA, he's also showing the ability to ball handling so important. Like, it's something that I feel like people like disregard how important it is. And he has pretty good, like we saw Jaylen Brown get exposed in the playoffs. It wasn't entirely his fault, but ball handling is important. And this is something that Mathurin has shown that coming into the NBA, I knew it was kind of a question. Like, was he just a good ball handler in college, or was he actually that good of a ball handler? And for me, this is the summary. This kid has the natural scoring and shooting ability. He's already showing his ability to catch and shoot is off the charts, and he has great off-ball movement. That's part of the reason why he can generate his own open threes and either do it with the ball in his hand or without the ball. Okay, it's part of the reason why he's, and the other part is he's got an incredible shooting mechanic. He's got that steady pull-up jumper that he's also showing that he's taken strides in just one offseason from college to the NBA as a creator and a playmaker. And that, I think, largely is to the fact that he's a better ball handler than we're expecting. And then defensively, I know it's, he's not off the charts, but he's showing that he has the tools that is the reason it was worth investing in. And, using second side actions and stuff as he's learned how to get better in terms of controlling the ball with his handles. I think this is a guy that at the very least is going to be a solid number 3 option on a championship team, but I really think he could be the Chris Middleton to a Giannis. In this case, it would be the Chris Middleton to Tyrese.
Wow.
Thoughts?
Just compared Giannis to Tyrese, but
the idea of the two guys running mates. If you want another Trae Young to DeJounte Murray or DeJounte Murray to Trae Young.
No, I get the point. I'm just messing. But I love Bennedict right now, man. He's averaging 24. He's getting you like 7 rebounds, 6 rebounds, couple assists. He's got the defensive potential, as you were saying. If he goes, I don't see why he wouldn't, but like he has the tools. So I think it'll come down to his defense if he's going to be a superstar in the league. But he's looking like a superstar in this league already. He's knocking down, 54% of his threes, too. He completely took over the game against Detroit. It's unreal. I'm loving Bennedict. He's got freak athleticism. He is a takeover guy, just like Jaden Ivey. I loved that matchup the other night, like just them two, because you know him. He said, "I know everybody who was picked in front of me. It's not personal or anything like that, but when I'm playing one of them, you know, I'm gonna be going out hard, swinging. He's going out swinging in these games, but he wants the ball in his hands.
Tonight, the James Harden Bennedict Mathurin matchup is going to be legit. Let's see the old guard versus the new
Is it
guard.
Pacers, Sixers tonight?
Yeah, and if we're putting money, we'll do a quick rundown later, guys, on NBA bets. But I still James Harden, Bennedict Mathurin tonight. Oh, I'm like a little pre-cum just came out thinking about that.
I'm a little worried about Philly in that game because Indiana's going to run the ball, and Philly.
We'll talk about Philly.
We'll talk about Philly soon. Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, I'm on the Doc River fire train.
You know my thoughts on Indiana, dude. They're like too solid of a team where they're gonna be like 4-6 through 10, and they're gonna be like, shit, we gotta do
people
something.
forget that like Rick Carlisle's the coach. Like Rick Carlisle is not a bad coach by any means. Also, Goga and Isaiah Jackson. First off, Isaiah Jackson is a block party every time he's on the court. Okay, he's blocking everybody. Goga's out there looking like every other white European big man, a double machine. Okay, who also can protect the rim, like the next coming of like a Josef Nurkic type guy.
Well, he also has a chip on his shoulder after, was it Jokic was getting all the press? Who was it? Or Zion? No, it was Zion was getting all the press.
Oh, yeah, and Goga was sitting by himself.
Yeah, he had nobody there. So he's already got a chip on his shoulder. But, yeah, a Jalen Smith, throw him in there, too.
Oh, my God. Jalen Smith of Suns, every time he plays, is probably looking like we're fucking idiots. Like, if we kept Jalen Smith, we could have let DeAndre Ayton go to the Pacers.
And as a Rocket fan, this is what we were, we wanted Jalen Smith last year so badly, and they gave him a bag of Doritos.
Well, I'm from Maryland, so I keep up with Maryland athletes, and I used to watch a lot more Maryland basketball, and he was there in the last few seasons I was watching Maryland basketball, so I was always keeping up with him, and I was so stoked when he finally got an opportunity because he was a reach. I remember shocked that he got drafted so early. I thought he was going to be like the 18th pick, not the like 8th pick or 10th pick, whatever he was, and I really like that they have their core right here. I think in their starting lineup, Tyrese, Duarte, Bennedict, Smith, and Jackson. Off the bench, you got Goga, O'Shea Brissett, Andrew Nemhar, Kendall Brown. I'm liking what
even Terry. They got it's just
Taylor Terry. Now that's another thing. People aren't like Pacers. You guys are good evaluators of talent. Like last 3 or 4 drafts, they've done a really good job, not just in the draft, but in the second and in undrafted free agents. They've done a really good job at finding guys who make in O'Shea Brissett and Terry Taylor. Like 2 second round picks or undrafted guys. Great, phenomenal.
This is one of the few teams I just feel like it's in their best interest to unload Buddy and Miles and get a lottery pick for one last season.
Yeah, and they're already seeing they don't need Miles and get rid of Buddy. They're playing him less and less every game. Yeah. Now let's move over to next subject. I think we're gonna do Zion. So Zion, after that, I don't know if you saw the fall he took. It was pretty. It was scary. Not as bad as the Anthony Davis. I don't know how Anthony Davis is fine after like literally falling what seemed like 50 feet from the air.
Yeah, like 3 feet.
Like guy was okay. But over here, we got the next one, and that is Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. The Pelicans so far, in certain games, they've looked dominant, okay? The Pelicans have been phenomenal, have been a very fun team to watch. But in other games, I don't want to say the word choked, but they, in the overtime loss to New Orleans, one could say that was a bit
The New Orleans lost to New Orleans?
Oh, I mean, not to Utah.
Jazz.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So the loss to the Jazz was just like, yes, that could have been a fluke, but it was just really rebounding, okay? That game, Trey Murphy was their leading rebounder in that game. I think that was the big difference, and it was weird that they didn't have, much rebounding, especially the fact that Valanciunas played like 24 minutes. I think the reason why they weren't was they played the Jazz, and the Jazz are this ultra spacing team that even though Jared Vanderbilt's in there, he doesn't even he stays near the rim, but he still allows you to space the floor. And he's starting to shoot threes now.
Yeah.
So it seems like the Pelicans' one weakness is they have to take Valanciunas off the floor when this happens, and they'll sometimes either have to put in Larry Nance or they put in Trey Murphy, and they'll run lineups where it's like before Zion got hurt, it seemed like they were running Zion, Brandon, Herb, CJ McCollum, and Trey Murphy. And then when Zion got hurt, it was Larry Nance, Brandon, Herb Jones, CJ McCollum, and Trey Murphy. They went with that because, yes, they have the lineups to match up with this ultra spacing teams, but like a lot of teams, it looks like the catalyst for this team is when they go small. Zion isn't really the guy you want to be your small ball five, even though he wasn't terrible. It's just that like he's not, and like Larry Nance is more of the small ball five. But when you put him in the game, you lose what Valanciunas puts in is that putback ability. You don't have a small ball five who's a consistent 3-point shooter, nor is a like dominant rebounder. Even though Larry Nance is, but he's not like a putback god.
Well, yeah, so Jackson's going to help a lot with rebound.
Oh, fuck, Jackson Hayes is still out. He's going to help, yeah.
He's back. So, yeah, I mean, New Orleans, we knew they're going to have defensive struggles. We knew their bench has to rise up. I'm loving, like, Zion's still a beast. You can't really guard Zion at all. Team's still, I don't think you'll be able to figure that one out. I think CJ McCollum, I know you love CJ at point guard. I mean, he just looks like that's where he needs to be. He looks great. They just need more reps together, I think, is what they need. They need to stay healthy. They need to get healthy with Jackson coming back. Trey Murphy continue to ascend. It's going to take some time for New Orleans to put the pieces together, and maybe they decide to make a move around the deadline, depending on defense, rebounding, etc., bench scoring, Devontae Graham or what have you. So I'm liking New Orleans, but we kind of knew it was going to be some time, just like Minnesota right now. It's just going to take some time. A lot of these teams, actually.
Yeah, I just think it's more fitting in the lineups and stuff. I think the more reason of concern is I think Zion's looks fine. And he had
Zion
25.
Looks great.
He looks great. He looks fine. I don't think there's any reason to concern with Zion. I think the real reason to concern is Jose Alvarado and Devontae Graham. They've been good, but outside of Trey Murphy, there's not really – like if Trey Murphy were to get hurt, there's no – maybe that's by default that they're telling everyone when Trey's in the game, he's like the off-the-bench scorer. But Jose Alvarado and Devontae Graham, they were able to put buckets up at times during the playoffs and in the end of the season. So I wonder if they could get them more involved in catch and shoot threes, which, Devontae Graham's really good at. But, yeah, I think it's just my only thing is guard depth. But Kyra Lewis Jr. should come back soon, so he could be somebody that helps out there. Now, let's move over to a guy that you're a big fan of. He used to play for a team that you went and visited this weekend, and I read an article today saying that he's not ready to start, but, man, God dang, every time he touches the ball, it's like, God dang, why is he this other guy starting in front of him? But it's not even like he's starting to playing JaVale only 13 minutes, 15 minutes a night in front of him. But can we talk about the Dallas Mavericks? They are a fun team to watch.
Yeah, I like it. Wood's more poised for his bench role right now. I mean, he knows when he's coming in the game, just get buckets, grab boards, get buckets, grab boards. I like Dallas a lot. Luka has his faults, but Christian Wood was a huge addition, and we're seeing it right now. We're still kind of waiting. Brunson, can Dinwiddie fill in? But Dallas is really solid. Christian Wood's been balling out. I just thought it was interesting in that Phoenix game where you got 16 straight points. I understand his limitations on the defensive end, but if you're in a game and you score 16 straight points, I mean, let him close. Let him close. I don't care if that's going off script, but he's got to close that game. But it's looking great. Great. I'm happy for him.
They're running a 9-man rotation right now with the starting lineup being a combination of Luka Doncic, Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, Reggie Bullock, and JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee through 2 games so far is only averaging 13, 14 minutes a night. And off the bench, it's really been Tim Hardaway, Christian Wood, Maxi Kleba, and Josh Green, with Josh Green getting less amount of minutes. And by the way, Facundo Campazzo will join this team. He's just having problems. He has to get his visa recalibrated because he's not a citizen of the United States. So I think he's right now, I don't know if he's in Dallas. I think he might be just chilling at home in Argentina or Spain, waiting for his visa to work out. He'll be on the team once the visa, works out. And part of the reason why it took so long to sign for Campazzo was they basically had kind of like a verbal agreement that if no one else that they like better was available, and they missed out on Schroeder. So they were going to tell Campazzo to come. So when Campazzo comes back, we'll probably see less of Josh Green and Kleba, or even a little bit less of Dinwiddie. But Dinwiddie's been good. The three leading scorers are Luka, obviously is averaging 33 points through 2 games. Christian Wood 25 through 2 games. Spencer Dinwiddie 15. And then, if you don't, because Christian Wood's basically a starter who just in quotations off the bench. So Tim Hardaway is kind of like their actual 6-man, the guy who really comes off the bench and fills in for Finney Smith and Dinwiddie and Bullock. Because he can play shooting guard and small and the wing, because they don't really have power forward. They really go 2 guards, 2 wings, and a center. And Wood's just out here rebounding, and I think Wood's looked good defensively. I mean, Wood has a higher player efficiency rating than Luka Doncic right now, and it's unreal. And right now, I just hope they get more shooting involved. Like Dorian Finney-Smith, Bullock, Kleba have all been kind of quiet compared to how they were playing, in the playoffs last year. So hopefully they bounce back. And I like this Dallas team. I think this Dallas team's – I really think Dallas could win 50 games again.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's a problem with Christian Wood coming off the bench. And if he continues to do this, he's a guarantee for the lock for 6-man of the year then. Okay. So for me, I just think, look, can they extend Christian Wood, or is he not extendable right now in the season?
It's a good question.
So if they can extend Christian Wood, I would start hammering out those details. I
don't think that's where my concern lies long term.
I'd give Christian Wood the same amount of money that whatever Vucevic will get.
Yeah, but with me, Christian Wood, as he should be, he's pretty ego-based, being disrespected in the league so long, and now he's coming off the bench. He wasn't pleased with that role, reportedly, coming into the season. Unless he's, very beloved, I still just have a hard time believing, even if Wood averages 20 and 10 on the season off of the bench, especially if he's not closing these games, I don't see why he would stay with Dallas. Somebody would sign him, pay him money.
That's very true.
To me, it doesn't even come down to money, because he's going to get paid regardless if he keeps playing like this. But I would rather go to a team where I'm going to start. So that's where my concern lies. But we'll deal with that when it comes up.
Yeah, we'll deal with that when it comes up. But that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. But at the same time, you could just be happy, and it could just be like a handshake agreement where it's just like, hey, you're going to be playing starter minutes. We just have you come off the bench for the first season, because it just to keep JaVale McGee's ego at check.
That's stupid. It's so stupid. Christian doesn't seem like that type of guy. No disrespect intended.
All right, let's move over to another team that has started out the season pretty well, and they look like they have a big 3, okay? One of these guys look like they're playing their best basketball since, when? Since New York. And this is a fun team, okay? I want to see if I can find a picture of them, but you know what? I'm just going to do one, and it's going to be a picture of Kyle Kuzma. But Kuzma, Kristaps Porzingis, and the Wizards have actually been playing well. Kristaps Porzingis is moving and playing as if he's back in New York. Okay, better than he ever did. I wanted to say with the Christian Wood thing was Christian Wood's playing like how they thought Kristaps would play next to Luka. But over here, Kristaps playing like he's back in New York. Just the way he moves, he just looks like he's finally moving normally and with good rhythm, just naturally. It doesn't look like he's lumbering down the court anymore. It's actually like he is moving healthy. And I think right now through the games, it's been the Kyle Kuzma show. and the Bradley Beal show. Bradley's averaging 23 through 3 games. This is a team that's 2-1. Kuzma's averaging 19. Kristaps averaging 16 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks a game with about a steal a game. And Rui Hachimura is like their sixth man, averaging 12 points. So, and they have a little tight rotation. They're only playing 3, 6, 9, 10 guys, and Anthony Gill's only been playing due to injury to Abdia and a few of the other guys who had a missed time. But it's really Abdia's been starting. He's been like their glue guy with Rui coming in for him. Surprisingly, we haven't seen Corey Kespert yet, and I think that's due to the fact that Corey Kespert's still recovering from his ankle. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Have you seen some of the Wizards?
Yeah, Kristaps looks great. He's only 27. He's fully healthy right now. I think he's in a much better spot than Dallas. I don't think Dallas really worked for him. I don't think Luka was a big fan of it. So it seems nice. Monty just needs some time to get acclimated to his new role on his new team. Kuzma continues to be his high-level scorer. I mean, this is what Laker fans kind of knew this was coming. The second he left LA, you just knew he was going to be a dog. So I think people, and we'll talk about the Lakers, I imagine, later on. I think people kind of discredit how difficult it is for just playing in Los Angeles, especially as a young player. So as we're seeing with Russell Westbrook, it doesn't even matter on your age. Bradley Beal, it's same thing for me. Bradley Beal, Kristaps, they just got to stay healthy, and they'll be right there in the play-in, in my opinion, maybe even the 6th seed. So, Denny Avdija, Rui Hachimura, we've talked a lot about it. They got to take jumps, but offensively, it's an exciting, intriguing team. They're still like somewhere around 20 for me, maybe.
Well, fuck you. I was going to say
being the nicest.
I could see them being like the 16th team.
Yeah. It's fair. It's very fair.
I think they're closer to 20, but yeah, I think they're definitely top 20. But I think right now the biggest concerns at the guard position, point guard, like I think, like you said, Monte Morris is still trying to figure it out. And the crazy part, like he's dropping 5 assists a night. It's crazy that Bradley Beal's been our best and like best guard. And
why is that surprising? He's your best guard.
No, like facilitating point guard, like averaging 6 assists. 1 second. I was getting Panera and they're out of bread bowls, bread and chip.
Bread bowl. I've never had a bread bowl. That sounds really good. I made an ad in my market. I was in like a marketing class and the professor hated it. I made a shitty advertisement for Panera Bread for my final and the whole class laughed. My professor didn't like it because it was not really like on the assignment. Like it was just not really applicable, but got a lot of laughs on that one. I've never had it though. Panera sounds great, although it sucks that they heat their mac and cheese. It's frozen and it's in a bag and they microwave it up, but whatever.
I know. Like right now, I got to figure out my order from McAllister's.
Ooh, McAllister's is good. We got one right down the street.
Yeah, McAllister's slaps. What do you got?
You know what sucks is I never get the right thing at McAllister's. Like it sounds so much better in my head, and then I get it, and I'm like, huh. There's always like one weird ingredient on anything I get that I'm like, this would be like way better if it didn't have X. I get the like Chipotle chicken sandwich or something like that. I don't go too much, but I like how big their sweet tea and drinks are, and they have good pickles. So, yeah.
I'm going to do chili. My meal is going to be a chili bowl.
Chili?
Yeah, with broccoli.
So boring.
Why? You suck.
Chili and soup for dinner?
Yeah.
You need like a ribeye steak and a baked potato. We need to put some meat on your bones. Come on down to Florida and we'll put some meat on your bones.
I'm doing a bowl of chili and I'm doing a side as...
I'll be full for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I got a nice brisket sandwich yesterday at the airport in Houston. It was so good. The airport, I was very surprised. Ooh. I know chili's got a lot of protein. Chili's really solid with protein, but I need,
what?
I need carbs, man. I need food. I need energy. I love chili though. Thomas, you remember the stream a couple of weeks ago when I was back home and my mom made chili and I was saying the same thing. It was really good. But I need 4 bowls to get me through it.
I'm getting a big old bowl of chili and then mac and cheese.
Oh, the frozen Panera mac and cheese classic.
No, I'm doing McAllister's because there's
there you go. Awesome.
Because they screwed me over. All right. Now let's go over and what's something that we can overreact to right now. Should we do John Morant, Russell, or the Lakers? Or actually, let's do the Philadelphia 76ers, okay? And let's overreact. Should we fire Doc Rivers? Should Doc Rivers be fired, okay? Is Doc Rivers the problem in Philly?
No, the problem is Joel Embiid and James Harden don't work at all. They don't work at all. They play completely different styles of basketball. James Harden likes it slow. He likes it sloppy. No, that's bad. He likes it slow. Joel Embiid is the type of guy where he can't be on the perimeter. You give him the damn ball and get out of the way. So he also gets double teamed all the time, but he's done a good job facilitating it. I think he's injured or something. I was listening to the Athletic podcast and they were saying something similar along the lines of he's averaging 27 and 13. I don't know how he is averaging that. We saw it in the first game of the season against Boston where I threw the most willy-nilly lame ass pass I've ever seen. It was in the fourth quarter. It was when you can't be doing lazy stuff like that. He looks unenergized. He doesn't look like he has any sense of urgency. It's just James Harden and Joel Embiid don't work. It just doesn't work. So I don't think James Harden can get traded again. They're going to have to try and figure something out. The issue is not Doc Rivers. He probably doesn't help because they need to run faster, but neither does James Harden. So
last 3 years, this team right now, they're the slowest pace team. They're 30th in pace in the NBA. Last year, they were 26th in the NBA in pace. And I think the year before that, they were in the middle, 15 or 12 or something like that. So this team, every single year with Doc Rivers has gotten fucking slower. Okay. So much slower. And I just think
I trade Tobias. No, it was me. Fuck you.
I said the Blazers would be good.
Blazers are a 50-win team.
I said this. We got in arguments all summer over the Blazers. I said the Blazers were a good team all summer.
I made videos all summer on them too. We were in agreement.
Okay, we're in agreement.
I don't think we talked much Blazers on the show, to be honest.
We didn't talk much Blazers. I'm going to stick by that we both were right.
Hell yeah. And they haven't even played great. They actually haven't even played that good. But if I'm Philly, I'm probably trading away Tobias. I don't think I'd go as far to say as I'd trade away Tyrese because I think he's your savior right now as far as keeping that pace up. But, I mean, Tobias is one of the most rock-solid players in the NBA, especially when we get into the playoffs. I mean, he's a guy you can rely 20 points from, but I don't know. I don't know what else they can do other than trade James Harden or fire Doc Rivers. I mean, it's just not they're not going to win the finals. They're not probably even going to get past the second round. So it sucks, man. I want to see James Harden succeed. I just don't think I don't think Joel is the guy you can pair with James Harden. If I'm pairing a center with James Harden, as we saw in the best eras of James Harden, you need a Clint Capella type. You need a rim runner. You need a guy who doesn't necessarily need the ball all the time. James Harden had 581 dribbles the last time they played, which is unreal. I don't think it's the blame Harden. I think they're all at blame here. Joel looks horrible. He looks horrible. I don't know how he's averaging 27 and 13. So he needs to get healthy because I don't think he's healthy. And, James Harden, I don't know, man. They're going to have to figure something out. Where I don't know if maybe staggering is the best. Staggering is probably the best move here because Joel needs the ball in his hands, and so does James Harden.
Joel, Tobias, and the rest of the guys, they're all putting up points. That's the weird thing is everyone's putting up points on this in the starting lineup. I think really the big thing is there's such a fall off between the starting lineup. PJ Tucker, he can't score anymore. He's playing defense, but he's showing no life scoring wise. And it's really goes Joel, James Harden, and Tyrese are putting up together, all three of them. It's I think it's what? 26 plus 27 is, I can't even do math right now. That's 53 plus 73 points between there, 87 points between Harris, Maxey, Harden, and Embiid. Okay. And then you know what happens behind Harris, who's the fourth leading scorer? It goes PJ Tucker, 4.7 points. DeAnthony Milton, 4.7 points. Georges Niang, 3.7 points. Daniel House, 2.3. Montrezl Harrell, 0.7. Okay. Like there is no life off this bench. They're playing PJ Tucker 34 minutes a night for 5 points. They're playing Georges Niang 12 minutes for 4 points. DeAnthony Milton 19 minutes for 5 points. Okay. Daniel House is playing 18 minutes a night, getting 2 points. What the fuck?
He sucks. Anthony Melton, they're not even expecting offense from him. I'm looking at guys like Trez needs to score.
They're not playing him. They're playing him 8 minutes a night.
Yang needs to score. Well, there's reasons that they're not.
They don't have any bench.
Trez can't do it. He can't play defense. He's not the guy you need on defense. So Doc Rivers is just going to experiment.
Have Joel and Montrez out there and just go big. And then have Tyrese.
We also need Trez also needs a ball in his hand. So
and then tell Trez and James Harden to run pick and rolls. I also think that's the other.
That works a lot. That works good for me. I like that a lot.
I don't get why they're not running Joel Embiid pick and rolls. It's like, okay, James Harden has the ball. Joel posts up, throw it to Joel. No, why don't we run a fucking pick and roll sometime?
Yeah.
Like fair. We should just be running 50 pick and rolls with Tobias setting a pick, Joel setting a pick, Montrez setting a pick, okay? PJ Tucker setting picks, okay? Have everyone over the height of 6'6" setting picks for James Harden and Tyrese Maxey, and have Tyrese Maxey and James Harden both be fucking running the offense. It's disgraceful that Tyrese is averaging 2.7 assists. Joel Embiid is averaging more assists than Tyrese.
They need to move the ball more, and that's both Tyrese and James Harden. It's not just James. It's not just Tyrese. Both of them take way too many one-possession plays. There's zero pass possessions. There's way too many of them.
It's too much ISO ball. It goes back to me saying fire Doc Rivers, promote David Yoger or Sam Cassell, who are on the bench, and it's Doc Rivers thinks it's 2008 and that James Harden is Paul Pierce, Joel Embiid's Kevin Garnett, and Tyrese is Ray Allen. It's not working.
Yeah, I think that's why Tyrese needs to come off of the bench. Like Tyrese is the type of player. He's like a Lou Williams type of player to me. Where I think Tyrese off the bench.
I think Tyrese can start. I think Tyrese can play.
Well, he's going to close the game still. It's not a Wood situation.
I would try to figure out how to get PJ Tucker, DeAnthony Milton, and Daniel House out of fucking town. Okay.
Wow.
Like maybe
Anthony Melton is not here for offense. That's not a single reason why they signed him.
Okay.
He can score, so can everybody else, but he's out there solely for the purpose of defense. Daniel House Jr. 100%.
They need Carmelo. I don't even mean that joking.
They need Eric Gordon.
They need Jesus.
So they're gonna need a lot more than Carmelo Anthony.
They just need someone to shoot the fucking ball for them.
Georges Niang.
This is a team. They're shooting 31.5% from three, only attempting 30 3-pointers a night. 33s a night, bro. In the modern NBA, you should be attempting like 40 a night.
I agree. I don't think Doc is getting fired quite yet, but I would say in a couple.
Tobias, Tyrese, and James are fine. They're all attempting over five threes a game. The fact that Joel Embiid is your fourth leading 3-point attempter and 4 threes a night is fucking horrendous. It should literally go James Harden, Tobias, Tyrese, Georges Niang, PJ Tucker, DeAnthony Milton, then Joel Embiid. Okay, and like there's not a problem that Joel's taking 4 threes a night. It's just that if Joel's taking 4 threes a night, you need Georges Niang taking 5 threes. You need PJ Tucker taking 5 threes. You need Milton taking 5 threes. You need Daniel House taking 5 threes.
I don't even want that, but I get your point. My thing is, if Joel Embiid's taking 5 threes a night, I mean, that's 5 different possessions. He could be down low in the paint, but I get what you're saying.
I agree.
He can shoot it, though. And
he can shoot it, but it's not like he's Jokic.
Yeah, but it's just I don't want him on the perimeter. I want him on pick and pops.
How many games do they have to lose for Doc Rivers to be fired?
They'd probably have to start the season double neg.
Through
15.
So 3 and
20,
maybe
20 games double neg,
or 5 and 15.
I'm talking exactly 5 and 15.
I give him till Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is November 24th. I give him a month. I give him a month. If, like you said, if by Thanksgiving they're below 500 and it's not like 1 or 2 games below 500, if it's below 500, 30 30%, 300 winning or 400 winning. Out.
Yeah.
Out. They're gonna. And I honestly think give it to David Yoger or Sam Cassell. I'm kind of hesitant on Sam Cassell because guess who's Sam Cassell's only coach he's coached under? Doc Rivers. He's been
shit.
Yeah, he's been on Doc's bench every single team. I would go David Yoger because he led the Memphis Grizzlies to I think 2 or 3 50-win seasons. He had 3 winning seasons and got fired after the 3rd winning season. Yeah. So
it's a cold world.
It is a cold world. Let's move over to another overreaction. What else do we have on deck?
Prescott?
I guess. Huh?
Dak Prescott?
Why would we talk Dak Prescott? Let's talk the Los Angeles Lakers. Should we talk Lakers or no? Actually, let's do Portland Trailblazers. Okay. It's not working. Can we get rid of him?
I have one question for you. What does getting rid of Russell Westbrook solve for you?
Get me other players who can fucking shoot the basketball. This team is shooting like 21% from 3.
Yeah. But it's not just Russ.
Give me Josh Richardson. Give me Terry Rozier. Give me anyone.
It helps.
Yeah,
it's not going to solve it.
At least they're not shooting 0 for 11. They're not going 0 for 11.
But you know who isn't?
At least they're not getting benched in the 4th.
Anthony Davis is doing the same thing. They're leaving him wide open.
At least looking like just tell the only thing you need to tell Anthony Davis is to stop shooting the basketball farther than 10 feet away from the basket.
And that sucks. And that sucks for him because he used to be an unbelievable shooter.
He had 3 seasons max where he shot league average from 3. Let's not act like he was a good shooter.
When he came out of Kentucky, he was like a 7-footer with a handle.
No, he was never known for shooting coming out to Kentucky. He didn't develop the shot till halfway through the Pelicans. Anthony Davis was a guy who was supposed to be a setter, but everyone was like he's more dominant as a power forward. But then power forwards were expected to shoot threes, so then he started shooting threes. He had like a 2-3 year stretch where he was league average at shooting threes. He was never a 3-point shooter. He was a point guard who grew 8 inches between his junior and senior year of high school. So the reason why people loved him coming out of Kentucky, not only for his defense, rebounding ability, and finishing ability around the rim, it was that he was 6'11" with the handles of a point guard because he played point guard till he was 17 years old.
When Jusuf Nurkic is turning around and you're in the corner about to take a 3 and he's turning his back on you.
Jusuf Nurkic is the fucking man. I love Jusuf.
Turning your back on you. It's not just Jusuf.
And you hit the fucking corner, like the legit backboard corner.
It's disrespect. Every team that's playing both of them or guards both of them.
You know what Anthony Davis should have done right there? Put the ball on the ground and go off a launch pad and dunk over Jusuf Nurkic.
I agree. He needs to not do that. So when you see him in the paint, exactly. When you see him in the paint, he's feasting. He had those 3 straight possessions where he had dunks. Exactly. But for the rest of the Lakers, a lot of these shots are wide open.
A lot of them are wide open. Father Time's caught up to LeBron in the terms that LeBron can't take over fourth quarters. And the thing is
he doesn't even want the damn ball, dude. He's literally, what game was it? It wasn't the Lakers. What was the game before the Lakers?
Is the most inefficient 15 points per game scorer, but he's playing good defense. Pat Bev can't score for shit, but he's playing defense. Russell Westbrook, he's kind of playing defense, but Russell Westbrook's just such a negative out there. I'd rather have their best lineup, in my opinion, has either been Troy Brown, Juan Toscano Anderson, Anthony Davis, and LeBron, or LeBron, Troy Brown, Juan Toscano Anderson. I think it's Austin Reeves and Pat Bev, or Pat Bev, Austin Reeves, Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Cole Swider's going to be nice too. I think that the Russ experiment, it's just too far gone, man. I literally don't think people get how difficult it is to play in Los Angeles. And at this point, Russ is clearly not built for it. We saw it last season.
He's from Los Angeles.
It's only getting worse.
He's not built to play at home.
Dude, the Lakers want to win right here, right now. They want to win this second. They want to win tonight. They want to win tomorrow. They want to win their championship. And you've been spoiled with Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Kareem. They've had all these stars where Russ's confidence is clearly shot. He used to be one of the best mid-range shooters in the entire NBA. He can't even finish at the rim right now. Russ can't even finish at the rim. I'll take bread and crumbs for him right now. Just give me a couple shooters. I'll take them. Give me Rudy Gay and Josh Richardson. I know that doesn't work. It's just an example, but I'd do that for Russ. That's how desperate they are right now.
It is bad, and right now I think the Hornets deal is the best deal on the table.
It is nice, but they're starting not too bad. Scary Terry's like 24, 8 and 7.
Guess
Kelly
guess
Oubre
who?
looks
Yeah,
great. Gordon Hayward looks great. Like
when you saw Kelly Oubre's stats, were you like, this motherfucker was right? This guy was
God
it.
damn. Well, no, I'm like, God damn it, dude. They're making their trade value way too high.
I know.
We haven't even seen them ball play.
Let's talk about the Portland Trailblazers. And this was a team that we both thought. First off, Damian Lillard literally said, he's like, I'm winning the fucking MVP this year. Had a quiet first game, then dropped back-to-back 41 bombs. Then Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons are taking turns being the second leading scorers. Joseph Nurkic is grabbing rebounds. You got yourself off the bench. Justice Winslow being the glue guy all around, doing everything, looking like back when he was on the Miami Heat, and we thought he was going to be the face of the franchise. And then you got yourself, besides Justice Winslow, you know who else has been a shock? Who's probably going to be an all-NBA rookie team member? Shaedon Sharpe. Dude, this guy, I know they called it for goaltending, but he jumped over a dude to block it off the glass, basically, this past weekend. Shaedon Sharpe is fucking ridiculous. I'm loving Shaedon Sharpe, and I think Shaedon Sharpe's it might be one of the guys who can be an example for NBA execs that, hey, maybe we do need to lower the NBA draft age to 18. Maybe there are some cats out there who are ready.
Yeah, Shaedon, especially on LeBron. I know he didn't. I think he had like 4 points or something like that, but he had that pickpocket, dunk, possession. I love the Blazers, and they're still without Gary.
Yeah, without Gary.
And the other thing is,
or Watford, or Sarr, which like
they're not
huge
playing
guys.
Great basketball, and they're 3-0. Like, they're not playing great basketball. It was Dame last time against Phoenix. It was Simons. Grant was the other night. It's really cool to see. I think that they're a 50-win team. I think as long as they stay healthy, their main guys stay healthy. Well, Nurkic is slow and fat, but it's still not a huge problem to me right now because he's doing what he has to do.
Josh Hart's averaging a double-double.
Josh Hart is a stud. He had like 16 rebounds the other night. I want to see him get a little bit more aggressive. I believe he only went 3 of 5 from the field, 1-1 from downtown. But we saw it in the first game, Josh Hart, a very aggressive Josh Hart, but it was kind of the Dame show this last one. It's still a little sloppy on turnovers. I believe they had 19. They're going
Nas Little's been efficient.
Nas Little is perfect off of the bench. I think that Eubanks is perfect off the bench.
I think,
like I said, they still don't have Gary in.
I just think the reason why the 3-0 is they probably, to start the season, have one of the best starting lineups. Their starting lineups, when they're in the game, they're so dominant. Damian Lillard, Joseph Nurkic, Josh Hart, and Jeremy Grant with either Anthony Simons or Nas Little or Justice Winslow or Shaedon Sharpe, whoever they rotate in there. It's just whenever they have Lillard, Nurkic, Hart, and Grant on the floor together, those 4 guys on the floor have probably been the best four-man lineup in the entire NBA right now, because you're getting everything from Damian Lillard. You get you got arguably 2 of the top 20 or 15 best two-way guys, wings in the league, in Josh Hart and Jeremy Grant, guys who play just as good defensively as they do offensively. You got Joseph Nurkic, a double-double machine who's protecting the rim, and with Lillard doing everything. Those 4 guys right there are unbelievable. And then you rotate, and then you have Anthony Simons starting, who he's been a little rough. Like Anthony Simons right now, what is he averaging? 16 points. But the thing is, Anthony Simons is shooting like 20% from 3. Like, he'll figure it out. And the turnovers, it's been pretty freaking bad. He's averaging like 3 turnovers, and Damian's averaging 5 turnovers. Yeah, and Joseph Nurkic, another guy, averaging 3 turnovers a night. But that's something they'll clean up. They'll clean that up. But it's really just Lillard, Nurkic, Hart, Grant on the floor, and then you rotate Little, Winslow, Sharpe, Simons in to the game. Even Eubanks is literally Joseph Nurkic 2.0 when he comes in. It's just like you take out Nurkic and you have Eubanks, the hometown boy. And then you got the young guy, Shaedon Sharpe, who's just like the most athletic guy on the court when he comes in. And same thing with Nas Little. There's just 2 microwaves. And then you got Justice Winslow, who's like this ultimate glue guy who can score a little bit, can rebound a little bit, can dribble and facilitate the offense a little bit. He's playing really good defense, can guard multiple positions. But yeah, I just think they're not playing good in the terms that they've been sloppy, but they've been able to be sloppy because they're just so dominant with their 4 players.
Yeah. Jeremy Grant's extremely disrespected. They don't even need OG, honestly. I mean, Josh Hart and Justice Winslow and Nazir Little are perfect.
The only reason they would get OG is if they were trading for Anthony Simons for OG, which would be an unreal lineup of Josh Hart, Damian Lillard, OG, Anunoby, Jeremy Grant, and Joseph Nurkic.
They can't do that. Simons is too valuable for them,
Oh,
especially with their lack of
it
depth on the
would
guard.
never happen because the only deal I would see the Raptors making them for Simons, it would be Simons for Fred VanVleet because they're like the similar players, similar skill sets. You know what I mean? Some undersized combo guards.
Yeah.
But I'm liking Portland.
Yeah.
Okay, what we've talked Wizards, we've talked Pelicans, we've talked
Why were the Rockets supposed to be on the slate, or was that a mistype?
I took them off because they couldn't fit on you can only have 100 characters.
Title.
Yeah, so I took them off because they seemed like the least, not important, but just I'll put them up. Oh yeah, the Houston Rockets. You don't like this picture?
One of those players sucks.
Huh?
One of those players sucks.
Tari Eason?
No.
What? You don't like Jabari Smith?
It's not either of those two.
Is it the guy sitting in the background?
It's Dacian Nix right next to him.
Do you not believe in Dacian Nix?
No. Fuck no.
Does
anyone
anyone
shoot 60% from the free throws and expect to have an NBA contract? Get out of here. What are you, a 7? Maybe if you're a 7'6" center, I'd give you the benefit of the doubt. It's cool to see Dacian, though, make the roster.
Make the roster.
Dude, it's crazy how fucking tall Boban is. I'll tell you that.
Boban's 7'6". And also, I'm so surprised that they're actually playing Boban.
A little bit. I mean, Boban really is making his impact on the bench. We were right behind him.
And on the branding deal, he's a marketing ploy.
Yeah. But
right now,
he does a lot that you can't see. He does a lot that you won't see watching the game.
I think right now it's been the Jalen Green, Alperen Şengün show. Okay. I think this is who I think have been like some of the best players for them. First off, Alperen Şengün and Jalen Green, I think have been phenomenal. But you know who else has been phenomenal and like is really giving Alperen Şengün a run for his money because of his two-way ability? He's not as good as a scorer, but a little bit of a better defender. Bruno Fernando, he's been really good when he's been getting playing time. Usman Garuba in his one game, he wasn't bad, dude. 4 steals, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. I'm still on the Usman Garuba train. I'm hopping back on.
I am too.
I hopped off for a little bit. Like I hopped off for I got off at a destination during last season.
Too. Yeah. But I just thought it was interesting he got the start over
Şengün. So let me read off my best players so far for the Rockets. Bruno Fernando, Alperen Şengün, Usman Garuba in his one game so far. Tari Eason, Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr. have been the best 6 players for this team. Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green being the top 2 guys, okay? Like being the top 2 scorers for this team. But I think Alperen Şengün and Jalen Green have been like really good. Like Alperen Şengün, it seems like every time he touches the ball, he's just going to score or grab a rebound. And Kevin Porter, he looks like he was worth the money. He's being a better guard than ever. Just would like him to cut back on the turnovers. I think that's a big thing with this team, to turn the ball over a lot, but that's because they're young. But yeah, I think, do you agree with me? Those are the 6 best guys. Fernando, Şengün, Garuba, Eason, Green, Kevin Porter Jr. have been the best. And then, I think Jabari's been phenomenal, but he's still a rookie. Like I wanted to say more guys who had I like Jabari. I like Jabari. I just think like Jabari, there's still growing pains, and like he would be the 7th guy.
Well, that's what I was saying before is when you have 2 ball dominant guards in KPJ and Jalen Green, it's going to be hard even for Jabari to get the ball. There have been possessions, there have been games where he'll be in for 7 minutes and not touch the basketball on offense unless he gets a defensive rebound.
He's only seeing it
a little bit. You start seeing a little bit more. Yeah, well, that he needs to get that handle going. We know that, and he starts getting going a little bit more in the second and third when the offense is moving well and he's open a lot more and he can just shoot over guys. But something I preached all offseason is it's going to take him a while to shoot efficiently. So he's going to be a 13-point-per-game scorer for the first half of the season.
I believe it, and I think the second half his shot will fall because people don't realize this kid's taking 9 threes a game. 9 fucking threes a game.
And
And
most of them are wide open.
And most of them are wide open. And the thing is they're usually set like they're either if they're not spot up shots, which are a majority of them, like right now they're using him as a catch and shoot guy, kind of like what we thought he'd be used. But some of them are movement shots. But yeah, they're basically telling him like don't take any shots out inside the 3-point line.
Well, I do like what we've seen where he'll get the defense a rebound and pull up a three, like we saw at Auburn. I think my concerns, I mean, this is one of the worst teams in the league just because of how raw we are and how streaky our defense is. I have major – thank God Jalen Green is a superstar because and Şengün looks really good too this season after a really inefficient first game. He's got to start making his free throws. But I don't think Kevin Porter Jr. – I mean I have concerns, and I'm glad he's got 1 year guaranteed money because if I had to overreact to the first 3 games of the Houston Rockets, he's not a starting point guard. Because when you start getting into the fourth quarter, there's no facilitation on the offense. We had the Memphis game. We were winning the whole freaking Memphis Grizzlies game. And once you get to the final 5 minutes, there's no offense. So there are games where Kevin Porter Jr. makes his shots, as we saw a couple of game winners last season, especially in that one against Washington. So if he's making his shots, it's awesome. There's no ball movement going on. They're struggling desperately to score in the final minutes of close games, and that's why they're not going to win too many. So I love Kevin, but they need to start facilitating that basketball a lot more in the closing minutes just because it's going to be hard to win like that when you get to the playoffs if he's your starting point guard.
Yeah, no.
We're 3 games in, it's overreaction.
That is an overreaction. It'll definitely be interesting to figure out how it goes. But, yeah, I think just the defensive guard at the end of the game. I would be interested to see what if they do a Jalen Green, Jayshawn Tate.
We also haven't seen Tate.
We still haven't seen him.
Jay Gupp's averaging 10 minutes a night right now. It's really pissing me off. Garrison Matthews shouldn't be on the team. He's taking all of the minutes away from Josh Christopher. It's really actually annoying. And I'll also say Jalen Green defensively is locking dudes down.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't they run a lineup with Jayshawn Tate's back? Jalen Green, Jayshawn Tate, Tari Eason.
Tari's got to earn his reps. That's another thing us Rocket fans want is we want him to get more minutes.
What
but
about
he's got to earn it?
A Fernando, Şengün, Jalen Green, Jayshawn Tate?
No. Tate and Şengün, same offensive lineup. Pretty tough.
All right, let's move on.
I see what you mean, though. They'll play around with it. Dylan Brooks. Oh, shit. I think I know who it is.
Do you think you know who it is?
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, he's in the Central.
Oh, that's Isaac Okoro.
I was going to guess that one next. What is it for you? 3.5 or 4.5?
It's like 3 to 5 or something.
Yeah, I think it's 3 to 5. Yeah, 3.5 to 5.5.
Yeah, something like that. We actually really need I don't have a pen. I'll write it down. I thought it was I thought Winslow was a
This is like really sus. I needed dime bags, not for drugs. Like I needed dime bags to put like buttons and shit in there. And now I just look like I facilitate drugs because they sent me like 1,000 of them. So I have
You're on the watch list.
Yeah, I'm on a watch list. Now, well, I need because these bags are like really good for like little tiny things, like like
cocaine and
but no,
like nugs.
Yeah, but no, they're like really good for like buttons, screws, any like little shit that you need to put. Sometimes I even put like when I go like sometimes I'll put like if I'm going to school and I don't have time to take my Adderall and my vitamins, I'll put my Adderall and my vitamins in here and I'll eat my breakfast at school or lunch and then I'll take them. But that does look really sus.
Seems like a coat.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I went over to my buddy house who sells weed. And I was like, I have a shit ton of these. Take some. I was like, I don't need them. I needed 4 of them. But hey, that's basically today's show, guys. We went through the Utah Jazz, Bennedict Mathurin, New Orleans Pelicans, the Houston Rockets, Christian Wood, the Washington Wizards, the Los Angeles Lakers. Those were all
Portland Rockets,
Portland Rockets,
Sixers.
Sixers.
I want to talk Celtics tomorrow.
Tomorrow, where it sounds
And
good.
Nets.
Nets will do that. So if you guys missed any, go rewind. We're about to wrap up. It'll be up on streaming platforms within the next 30 minutes. And that's basically it from us. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Go check out Jackson's channels. Check out my channels. Be a friend and tell a friend. We're growing. We're almost 1,100. NBA season's back. Hopefully by the end of this NBA season, we can be close to 5,000 subscribers.
I want 1 million.
I want 1 million. I want 1 million. We're at 10 people watching right now, so I do appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, and the numbers are going up. Yeah, the Jazz were great. If you want to go up, Victor, if you want to hear about the Jazz, go to the 1 minute marker, 2nd minute. We immediately get right into the Jazz conversation at the very beginning of this episode. And yeah, so if you guys have any teams you want to go, just go through this. That's basically it. You got anything closing arguments you want to talk about?
No. Oh,
was that your shoulder?
No, it was my elbow.
What the fuck? Did you break your elbow?
No, just like a tweak with cracking my elbows.
How?
I don't remember how I think I injured it one time and I noticed and I wanted to crack and I noticed I could crack my elbows.
That's awful.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
So wake up and get you get 2 really good cracks. Yeah. They're really good.
Does it feel
They're cracks
good?
where you go fuck.
All right, bud. I gotta eat McAllister's. My girlfriend's on the way.
I gotta go win a Topgolf league.
You're in a Topgolf league? You go and play Topgolf?
Again, every Monday we do this. Every Monday we talk about this, and you have the same fucking question. Every single Monday.
I have an incredible memory for the stupidest shit. Written down stuff, I memorize it. Okay, I memorize facts, I memorize stats, I memorize the biggest bullshit. But what people tell me, dude, sometimes when I go home, I'll meet people and they're like, "We had class every year for 3 years in high school." I was like, "And your name is?" This is
fucker.
I don't remember people for shit, bro. Most of the time, I just call people dude or gal.
That's not good. That's how you can win people is just remembering who they are and small stuff about them.
I'm like Brad Pitt. I have that face disease where Brad Pitt's he has that disease. He can't remember people's faces.
Oh, in real life?
Yeah, in real life, Brad Pitt, he apologizes all the time because he can't remember people.
Oh, really?
He has a disease. It's not being able to remember people's faces. He struggles to remember people. He could meet you 100 times and he'll still struggle to remember who you are. Is that wild?
Yeah.
I'm about to Google what it's called.
I won Pirtle, bro. I'm hot right now. I'm Portland.
Yeah, Brad Pitt has process in a new interview with JQ magazine. Pitt says he thinks he has prosopagnosia, an extreme rare neurological condition that makes it difficult to tell faces apart. Nobody believes me, who's never been officially diagnosed, Brad said Pitt, 58. I want to meet another person with it.
Let's get Brad Pitt on the show.
It's known as face blindness. All right. Pirtle, yeah, you missed it. He won. It was Isaac Okoro. All right. Peace out, boy. I'll talk to you tomorrow.